Hi, it's Dirk with Remodel AI again, and I'm going to be looking at this image. A user posted this, Carol, I believe, and she wanted help decorating this space. Now, this is kind of a tough one because we don't have a virtual staging tool, and that's kind of how you'd approach this usually is you would do virtual staging, which is something people do instead of staging a house really for sale physically with a whole bunch of furniture. They can do virtual staging images, which basically just adds decoration and things like that. But we can still do this process using the replace tool. So I'm going to give this an attempt. So let me jump over to the app. Now you can use all these tools. I'm just going to treat this as an interior room, even though it's technically an exterior, but it's more like a room. So I'm going to use the interior editor because those are the tools we're likely to use. Jump into my Google Drive folder where I save this image and open it up. So there's a lot of different things you could do here. The first thing I would suggest is moving this wire, just because you could probably put it up here and run it somewhere else. The way I would go about doing that is using a tool to just replace, and then just drawing over this wire. Now, that's a really terrible job because I painted over way more than needs to be replaced, and I could go back and make this smaller if I wanted to, but you don't have to do that much. It's AI. It'll figure it out. So I'm just going to go with what we got. I'm not even going to type in a prompt here. I'm just going to hit generate. So I haven't really given it any guidance to what to replace that area with, but if you ask anybody, human included, what to replace it, they would probably just put bricks, and that's exactly what I want in this case. I just want to get rid of the wire, so I didn't bother typing anything. I could type bricks or clean or no wire or things like that, but it's really not necessary. So that looks pretty good. Now this is probably a Ring camera, so you'd still need to wire it, but I would just wire it up here on the top of the bricks a little bit. Except that. So now let's throw in some furniture. Now what to do with this space? Now this is where virtual staging would be great. We're working on that, but for now what I would probably do is just say, let's just see what the AI comes up with. And I'm just going to give it a big area to work with. Maybe even bigger area. I don't know. So if we're looking for maybe some, outside chairs, some wicker chairs or something like that, just giving the AI plenty of space to work with. So we were going to ask the AI to put something here. And I'm not going to give it a ton of direction. A nicely decorated porch. And just see what it comes up with. Now, the way I would normally go about this is I would do this a lot and figure out what I like and start to dig deeper and write more specific prompts. So this would be an iterative process of, I'm typing in more and more things. I actually kind of like that. The plants helps a lot. I didn't even think about adding plants, but absolutely, we probably need some plants here. Now, I could give it more room to work with. That's also kind of more what I was imagining. Some wicker chairs and a nice table. But this is kind of how you could, use the tool to find. That's probably takes up too much room. You want to be able to walk back here. So maybe that's a bit much. That one kind of messed up this right here. But again, I'm just giving you some examples. So I would probably, just keep hitting generate again and again and again, looking at photos and figuring out what really appeals to me. I do definitely like plants. That helps the image a lot. That's cool. That's also decent. Rocking chairs are all right. Not really my style. So maybe I'll say wicker chairs. I like those more. Plants. Ooh, I really like that. That one's actually better because it matches the brick coloring, I think. So I'm just giving you examples. We could say, let's go with that. Now I could say, I want to add more decorations. Let me use the replace tool to, I don't know, put something on the wall here. Now, I don't really know what I want there. So I'm just going to give it some room and say, hey, put something. So let's go next. And you can do this, by the way, in the regular replace tool. I'm just doing it in the canvas in the interior editor, because if you're doing a lot of operations over and over again, this is a little bit easier. Nice hanging decorations. You could type in whatever you want here or nothing and just see what it does. I'm just curious what it will add when I say nice hanging decorations. Will it put artwork? Will it put, I don't know, hanging candles and lights? And that did absolutely nothing. So let's say lanterns on the wall, hanging on brick. Now you probably wouldn't put lanterns there because they're going to require power, which would require drilling into the brick and things like that. But I'm just trying to encourage it to show you how I could. Now that makes no sense. You're not going to do hanging lanterns there, but I did write hanging, so I guess the AI is like, I'll try my best. But that wasn't really what we're going for. But I'm just, experimenting. Hanging decorations on brick. Nope, blank again. Hanging artwork on brick. It really just likes to keep the brick nice and clean there. But one of the things you can do when it's doing that is go back and say, let's give it some more room. And you could also write probably a stronger prompt to say, I really want something here. So now let's go back and say, let's try something different. Suspended shelves with plants. Ooh, that's cool. That is trying to hang plants, which is something I didn't think of. We could actually mask all the way up to the ceiling, and it would probably do hanging plants, which would actually look pretty cool back here in the corner. It looks like you already have some lights, so that might actually work nice. So I could go back and change the mask and say, let's allow it to hang things from the ceiling by allowing it to change this area of the image. But I just wanted to show generally how you can use the replace tool to accomplish a lot. You just keep playing around with it. Things you could probably do another replace here and add a rug. That would make a lot of sense because this looks covered and looks pretty safe from rain. So a rug here might be a weatherproof rug might be a really nice addition. And then when you're done, I would also encourage you to go and you can upscale the image several ways to get a higher resolution image that'll add a little bit more detail. But that's generally how I would go about designing a room that's empty, where you basically need the AI to add furniture and add depth and add decorations and things like that. So hopefully that helps. Thank you, and please give me some feedback.